help us. Can we just go around and do some introductions so we all know people's name and maybe what you taught or, yeah.
I can start. I'm Samantha. I'm in Learning, Teaching, and Program, and I taught 7th grade math for 3 years in Framingham. It's an urban suburban district, very large, about 30 miles west of the city.
I'm YC. I'm from Singapore. I taught middle school math. And I'm here.
I'm Jia Wen. I'm from Singapore. I taught high school English.
Okay, Jeff from Dallas, and I taught 7th grade English. Independent school.
Okay.
Introductions.
We come back to you. Hi, Sarah.
I'm Cameron. I'm from Austin. I've been teaching adult ESL and adult literacy for about 4 years.
I'm Lauren, and from Tennessee. I haven't actually taught, but I did student teaching in math and plan to go back and teach either middle school or high school math. We're just doing names and what you taught.
Great. I'm Sarah, and I taught high school physics and engineering for 3 years in California.
Do you want pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah. And get some of the get chip slices, get the slices you want.
I will. While you get settled. Yeah, I did. That was delicious.
You have one? I have one.
Thank you for passing.
Do I need any materials?
No,
No.
nothing.
Okay,
Just
Just
maybe
yourself.
a pencil if you guys.
Oh, you might want to write a utensil.
I might have some extras. Does anyone need something to write with? So, just gonna kind of talk, I didn't grab one of this for myself. Talk about what we're doing. So we're looking at student work, and the three of us are in a class together, talking about how we look at student work and using protocols or a way to kind of guide conversation. So it might feel kind of structured at first, you might be uncomfortable, and that's totally fine. But it will just be kind of a way of looking at the work and having a conversation about it. So some of the goals of what we're trying to get out of this, we're really trying to suspend our judgment, and we're just really trying to understand where the student is coming from. We're looking at one student, one piece of work that they did, and we're really just trying to dig into that really deeply and not judge what they did or what the teacher might have done. We're just trying to really understand it. Our teacher says a lot that we're really trying to sit with the learner, like sit next to them and just see how they see the world. We're not trying to problem solve, but we think that there's value in reflecting and just kind of finding some questions that we might have. This is more of a question finding protocol rather than a, here's a problem and let's try to solve it. That makes sense. So this is our agenda. We just did some getting started stuff, and then we'll go through and I'll ask a series of questions and we'll talk about it. And then after we've looked at the work, talked about it for a while, then Samantha will be, she's the teacher, and she will be presenting the work, and she will kind of give some of her reflections at the end after we've already gotten into our observations. And then we will have a group discussion about implications for teaching and learning that might extend beyond the work. And then we will debrief the whole process, and that should be about it. So I, as you might have realized, I'm going to be the facilitator, kind of guiding the conversation. Samantha is going to be their presenter, so she will be the teacher that will be coming to us at this work. And YC is going to participate as a math voice in the room. And in typical Harvard fashion, we're going to do some norms. So I wrote up the ones that we tend to use in class that seem to work pretty well. So the first one is respect, that we really want to respect each other and the comments that are made, but also respecting the work. Like, you wouldn't want to say something that, I think it's easier for me to think about it as if the student were sitting in here with us, and you would say, you'd want to be respectful of what they did. And also the teacher is in here, so we want to be respectful of her and the work that she did. No monopoly on expertise is kind of a funny one, but it just means that we can assume that everyone has something to add to this conversation, and that means yourself. You shouldn't hold yourself back just because you feel like, oh, I don't have anything to add, this isn't what I taught. That we should all, we all have expertise. And sharing the air, just be aware of how much you're speaking, and just acknowledge that. Sometimes it's going to be quiet, or it might be quiet, and that's okay. I'm okay with a little bit of silence and reflecting as we keep digging into the work a little bit more. So that's okay. It doesn't mean anything's wrong or anything's wrong with you, or yeah, just wanted you to be aware that might happen. Anything else?
Are you guys comfortable with those norms or anything that's worked differently for you that you want to add? Or?
Oh yeah.
I'll also say this is my first time being a presenter, so like I'm with you in it for the first time, and I thank you all in advance for any contributions you give. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm excited too. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be good. So we are going to first hand out a task that the students were working on.
I'm going to hand out both, I think. I'm going to
Okay.
hand out the task that they were given and the student work. So you can look at both. But then we are just going to focus on the student work, but this just gives you a context for where it came from.
Are we all looking at the same piece of student?
Yes, we're all looking at the same piece. So you can write on these pieces of paper. You're gonna give them back to us at the end.
But feel free to write all
But
over it.
feel free to write all over it.
Yeah.
And I have my phone out just to keep track of time, but I'm not gonna be.
Oh, do we know what grade level?
Oh, we don't
You'll
know
get
the task.
context later.
Yeah, so we just wanna really
Question.
Full
try to
questions
understand
today.
the-
Full questions.